Oh, he said he about
Wow.
to
Look
get
at
on
that. Look at that. Hey, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
right now.
That's Fred
Who?
from Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the ascot.
Yep, the ascot.
Beautiful.
Just put it on like that, bro. You got you a nice little cooling towel.
Fred was groovy.
Let's see, because we got a brand endorsement from this. What's the brand, bro? The brand is called Hit. Hit. Get your cooling towel today.
Try to give me one second. Let me write this shit down real quick.
How you
Uh,
doing, bro? Take your time. Hey, man,
mm.
I have to fidget spinner today, by the way.
Oh, nice. I forgot mine. Mine is somewhere. I think I lost it in the move.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I had
I
a.
actually got this from Eden, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and my dog hates it. So every time December hits, she trip out, bro. She like, put that shit down.
Well, while we're waiting for Oscar, do you want to?
Bro, do you got your ears pierced?
Yeah, I thought I showed you this. You didn't see this? You didn't see?
No, I did not see that you got an
You didn't
earring,
know? You
boy.
didn't know what time it was, bro?
Nah,
Oh.
this man got an earring, bro.
Oh man, bro, we have a lot to catch up on, bro.
Hey, salute, man. That's
Time. It's been time.
bro.
What did Kenny say? This nigger slided. That was a true statement. That
That's what's
was
up.
a real statement. Oh, I'm about to break this shit again. Yeah, that was a real statement.
Um,
So,
yeah, bro. Hey, what about Virginia, Florida? Where he
oh, Virginia, Florida. That's a good question, bro. Virginia, Florida, bro. He out in Virginia, Florida.
at? um, yeah, bro. I'll start it off by saying, um, unofficial disclaimer or now official disclaimer because Kenny's not here to say the disclaimer anymore. If you're sensitive to any one of the topics that we speak about, we don't care.
Don't care. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys? My bad.
No, you
Was
good.
working a few things and had to clean my face and stuff.
That's the
Oh, you
essential.
gotta get ready for the camera, huh?
You know what I'm saying? I want to go grease stains all over myself.
Oscar just reminded me of something, and this is totally off. It's totally off topic from what we talked about, J Dot. But y'all ever seen that video with Ferg and Rocky? When Ferg was talking, I mean, when Rocky was talking about when he went to prison, and he
Slipping
was
on
like,
semen. We slipping on semen, bro, all the time.
"Bro, Ferg was smiling," and then he was like,
What's going on?
"Whoa."
Yeah, that shit was funny. Mm.
Um,
No, it has me.
so
It has me crying to this day.
yeah, that was a funny video. So Oscar just got on. What's up, Oscar? Just to put Oscar in, bro. We got a few topics today. I don't know which ones we're actually gonna choose, but I'll name them. If I forget some, we'll talk about it when we get to it. But I know we had one where they were talking about the fatherless home situation. There is another topic, probably is going to be the highlight where we talk about it's a guy he went to prison for child support. Turns out it wasn't his baby, and then the Amazonian cannibals.
Nice. Let's get to it. What do you want to tackle first, Freddie?
Bro, let's start with the elephant, man, because I saw Oscar face. He was like, "Whoa!" So there was a guy that I saw. I think it was today or yesterday. They had like a public court case. I know people say those are staged. Some of those cases are real. Actually, my uncle went on, what was it, Judge Judy? And he was suing like his baby mama. So, basically, this guy went to prison for 5 years. He spent a full 5 years in prison. When he got out of prison, they went to court to do a DNA test on the child, and come to find out that the baby wasn't even his. In the video, if you watch the video, the guy says, "Hey, she should be held accountable for this." And then she was like, "No, I didn't do anything wrong." And then she also says in that same breath, "I do know who the child's baby father is. I still keep in contact with him." So, yeah, I don't know. Y'all got real.
I saw that clip.
Prison time, bro. Prison time.
That's fraud, no?
Orange is the new black. Send her ass to prison.
That would be considered fraud, no?
Yeah, it is. Actually, you know what? Good
Like
point, bro.
withholding information legally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
For her to say, "Yeah, I know who the dad is," I still talk to him, but had this man locked up for 5 years.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Isn't that a form of like defamation too? On top of that, that's a
Yep, that is defamation. Well, is it? Did she assassinate his character?
fucking
Basically,
5 years of his life down the drain. That's a long
She called
time.
him something he wasn't. She did say he was something he wasn't. So yeah, I guess that is.
That's a long time.
That's a long
Time. Especially
and then think about like how he's viewed amongst the people they know now.
right.
Yeah. You're right. That's a good point too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Jesus
It's just sad, bro, because I was telling I won't say no names, but I had a conversation about this before, back and forth, about like how somebody was saying how women uh, experience more trauma than men, and they brought up pregnancy. And you know, we can't presume to know what that's like. I'm pretty sure that is really harsh, but it has nothing to do with situations like this. Because I tell Oscar all the time, I'm like, man, my dad used to tell me of this guy that he used to work with, and the dude, basically, a long story short, the woman cheated on him, divorced him, but she was cheating on him. Divorced him, took the kids. Man, to this day, they are living in this man's house. And it's a similar story to this. They're living in this man's house, and he brought himself a new truck, like a Silverado, real souped up. He can't afford to pay for the Silverado, pay for the mortgage, and pay child support, so he has to live in his truck. And I was telling them, women don't go through stuff like that. They don't have to. So it's like, I mean, you know, hate to compare, but
No,
it's no comparison.
you're on to something there. I mean, the amount of trauma that men have to go through without any sort of scapegoat and just kind of keep your resolve and just kind of push through shit. Like a lot of women, majority of women don't have to go through that. Now
Man,
there are some disgusting, terrible cases out there to like prove me wrong. Because there's exceptions to everything. But if we're talking in a broader sense, I have to disagree with that and agree with a lot of men, especially like unspoken traumas. On top of that, there's a lot of men who go through things that the shit that they go through will never see the light of day ever.
I mean, look, I say this all the time. I walk with Shar, and for those of you who don't know, Shar is my lead. I ain't giving y'all no information. I walk with Shar all the time, and I talk to her. Shar is my wife, by the way. And there are situations where I'm just walking and like a woman will look at me. I won't say what race, because all race of women do it. They look at me and then they act like they so scared when they see me standing next to them. And it's like, okay, like what? And it's a common thing. It happens often. Where it's like, I'm doing something to them just by being in the presence of them. And I'm like, I'm not even worried about you. But I tell people this all the time. That's traumatic for some people because now when you go out, it's some people that now when they go out, they got a defense mechanism towards that. Where now they just like, oh man, every time I go out, this is how this person gonna look at me. So they stop doing that altogether. Makes them afraid to go outside because look at how everybody's gonna look at me. And then you take it a step further where I actually had a friend, and I won't say his name, but I still have a friend who, when we were in high school, um, a girl that I was talking to said that you gotta be careful with these words. Basically, he touched her, is what she said. And when they got when they dug deeper into the case, she basically was saying the only reason why she said that is because in high school he had a full beard. He had never touched her. She just felt uncomfortable with him because he had a full beard. And I was like, what?
Which has nothing to do with him.
Nothing to do with
You know what I mean? And it's like that's a trauma that she is projecting on a complete stranger. Like,
yeah.
and that happens a lot too. But yeah, to your
Yeah.
point, there's a lot of unspoken traumas that guys go through, and it's kind of like social conditioning. And now you're forming their brain. Now their brain is formed a certain way to move through their life. You know what I mean? And it has a big effect on people. So
Yeah. Like you always the bad guy.
yeah.
The bad guy syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like honestly, I just feel like we're paying a lot of men are paying um they have to deal with all that stuff because of the other few that are actually, doing the bad shit.
oh
And
yeah, we
we
found
have
yeah.
to get for all of that because of the few that do that. Like we're viewed as different now, and especially in this time and age, it's like you don't know if you can talk to a woman or not just on some friendly shit or even approach somebody at the bar anymore because it's anything you do now is gonna be
Right,
bad.
right. And I mean to kind of hop on that, like that's what that scenario, that's what pisses me off so much about predators, lame-o motherfuckers like that take advantage of people in that way because it gives the entire collective a bad look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're throwing little jabs and traumatizing people and just setting for some reason lame-o motherfuckers and losers have somehow set the bar of like social interaction, which is fucking weird.
Right? Not even just social. It's just if you look at all the because we were talking about the whole divorce type things and then everything anything in the court of law now is now, especially in California where we're based out of, it's all favored to the woman. So
Yeah,
no matter what you do, you're gonna end up being in the wrong, despite you being a good father, a good ex-husband or anything. It's all work against you.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's just sad the situations that you have to go through. I know me and Oscar, we talked about this one, and it's the last one. I'm not going to go too deep in this because I do not want to fuel this debate, and I know we all agree because it's a terrible debate. But I'll say this: I know it was one where the guy he went on this show with these. I don't know, it was these two ladies. I never watched the show, but I guess they do OnlyFans and they got a podcast and they have men come on and the men ask them questions or whatever. I really don't know what it's called. Maybe we'll find out next time. But basically the man went on there, long story short, and he asked the women, was he in the wrong? Because his wife had told him that he doesn't do anything. she had gotten a new friend, and the new friend was telling her that, oh, he should be doing something around the house. All he does is work. So to paint the picture, the guy works. He pays for everything, saying he's working like 13-hour days. He gets back home. He does some of the cooking with working those 13-hour days. And sometimes he takes the kids to school. She doesn't absolutely do anything. He even fits like her lifestyle into his budget. So he makes a good, decent amount of money because he's able to pay for everything for his kids and her. He can do everything for her. So she started getting selfish, basically, from my standpoint, and was saying that he needed to do more around the house because of his friend that she had. So he did. He started doing everything, basically. When he did started doing everything, uh, he actually told himself, "Okay, I'm gonna cut back on work because I can't do everything in the house and work the amount of hours that I have to provide for the family as well." So he cut some of his hours, and one day she comes to him and is like, "Hey, I need my nails done. You don't do that anymore. Why aren't you doing that?" And he tells her, he's like, "Well, you asked me to take care of everything in the house, so I had to cut back on hours. We don't that can't fit in the budget anymore. We can only get what we got right now. That's over." Now they say she goes off on, "You manipulated me." She had a realization before, but she goes off, "You manipulative. You knew what you were doing the whole time. I don't understand why you can't just do everything," and blah blah blah. So he asked if he was wrong in that situation, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this surrounding this topic. What y'all think?
He wasn't.
Yeah,
Why would you go to work, drain yourself mentally, physically? God knows what he was doing for work. Come home and have no help whatsoever. Like, don't get me wrong. If she was working and doing her thing, I get it. You might want to help a little extra around, but she wasn't. So
yeah,
you're doing in a situation in a marriage where one person is doing, and it goes both ways. If you're doing everything, why stay in a marriage with the person that's doing it?
yeah. There's got to be a balance, or it's not gonna work.
Right.
Mhm.
But everybody wants that $200,000 a month with paycheck, husband,
Yeah,
No,
cooking.
that's fucked, bro. I don't have much to say to that. You don't feel anything, Oscar. 'Cause yeah, I mean, holy fuck. Oh man, shit leaves me speechless. Honestly, it really
yeah.
does.
It's almost like you can't believe it, right? It's like
Yeah,
what?
I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
I'm accounting my personal experiences as well, and just hearing that and knowing what other people go through, and it's just like, man, bro.
yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But we can move on if y'all want to. To
I'm done. I don't. We can't get too deep in it.
Nah, hell no.
They're gonna start saying we red pill, bro.
Well,
Hey, bro, I got a red cup though.
Hey,
There you go. My boy got a red soda.
oh man. Oh man, bro. I guess yeah, we could knock. Do you want to knock out this what is it? Fatherless homes and
Um,
how that affects people?
you know what?
We can get into that.
I'm so scared to talk about this, bro. But okay, I got some statistics here. I wish I could pull them up, but
Nah,
for the sake of the video, I'll just, huh?
I say you can just read them if you can. If you can, it's
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll just read them. So the first one says that 70% of children in fatherless homes have dropped out of high school. That's the first one. Second one says children living in fatherless homes are 4 times more adapt to living in poverty. And then the last one says girls raised in fatherless homes are 8 times more apt to become teenage mothers. I think I have one more, but for now, that's it.
Okay. What do y'all think about that?
Um. Uh. So the basis of the conversation when I was listening to this was that, and we going right back into it, but we'll dance. We'll dance with it. It's cool. Um. The basis of the conversation was like a single mother saying that they can handle children on their own. And then somebody brought up the studies for this woman, and when she saw it, she was shocked. She was like, wow. The last one was 85% of children with absent fathers get involved with in crime. 70% of children, and well, that was it. It's 85% of children with absent fathers get involved in crime. 85%. That's a high ass number, dude.
That's high. And then you think about that, you concentrate that in like one area, you know what I mean? Like a specific area is affected by that statistic. That would be,
Yeah.
you would jump to like 90, 100.
I mean, that's kind of like, bro, I don't want to go too far off the deep end because you know you lose people, but that's kind of like fueling the business, right? To keep a father out of the home because it's like it's fueling the business of keeping prison systems because that's a business. They're privately owned institutions, just like schools and other things. So that's fueling the business. So I
Mhm.
mean, the more fathers you keep out of the home, I mean, the more kids you can get in prison, and the more kids you get in the prison, the more you fund in this business, and it's also free labor in those prisons. So I mean, it sounds like a perfect storm to me for somebody who's in that business.
Mhm. No,
Right.
Terrible for the children, though.
right, right. You said something interesting. You said that one of the statistics you read was um what was it? Rape within teenage girls is increased. What in a fatherless home, something like that. I don't
Let
want
me
to
see.
quote it.
Let me see. It says girls raised in fatherless homes are 8 times more adept to become a teenage mother.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I personally I listen to all that, and all I kind of see in my head is, fuck, what a responsibility it is for a father to kind of keep all that from happening. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just shows you the plethora of responsibilities that just kind of fall on a father if they're doing their job correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. But I also think like having them around also provides the mom being around more often. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right. Even if
Mm-hmm.
they both do work, it could be like alternating shifts. It could be, well, we both get home at this time. When there's a single mother, it's less supervision on a child if they have no one to watch for them.
Right.
If you don't have the help of a stable family, which is obviously it's not going to include the father, but it's going to include the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles, or whatever. If they take it upon themselves to actually help, and that'll be a little bit more stable for the child. But with no father, it does mean less supervision on the kids. And I mean, I had both a mom and a dad, and with a little supervision, I mean, with the supervision I had, I still was able to go out and I'm not gonna say I was a criminal and doing crazy bad stuff, but
Right.
you know, I was doing things that we're not supposed to be doing.
Well, I mean, see, but bro, it's a thing where I tell Jordan this all the time. Were you super restricted? Were your parents like super strict where you just couldn't do anything?
I probably they were probably a little bit strict up until I got to probably my sophomore, junior year in high school. That's when they kind of let loose a little bit more. But again, that was with me. My sister had a lot more restrictions than I did.
Yeah, well, that's because you a boy, as where you were a boy. Yeah, that's different, bro. I hate that conversation too, because yeah, I got a lot more freedom uh, than my older sister. Definitely, I got to do a lot more.
That's a
But
wild dynamic too, bro. Because I mean, I'm fucking only child, so like I have
yeah,
no fucking idea, bro. No clue, no clue. Shit.
yeah. To your point though, Oscar, I think that what they were saying is, yeah, you're right. We definitely need both parents in the home. But these are statistics specifically showing that when there is only a single mother, they also did one where there's a single father, and when there's a single father, these statistics are absent. They don't happen. So that's what the argument was. Not to say that women are important, of course, but they were saying when it's a single mother, these things are more likely to happen. When it's a single father, they don't. And it's not to say it's not an exception to the rule, but when
That's
it's a single father, they don't.
that's really interesting.
Yeah,
Crazy. So they're entirely absent. Those it just a lot of those scenarios just don't happen.
they don't happen.
Yeah.
And I think they brought up the fact that it's the energy of the man,
Mhm.
um, how he would how he would raise them, because you know how men are. The way we think of things in a different way than women think, and I'm not even gonna say the word, but we think differently. So I actually had my one of my wife's friends' mom said that we are more business minded. If you want to, everything is like a transaction.
Sure. Yeah.
So you give and you get. There's no in between with that.
Mhm.
So if you do something, there's a reaction to what you've done, and there's a reaction to what can be done. So everything is a business transaction with us. There's nothing where it's like, oh, I feel like this, or oh, I feel like this. Everything is just straightforward, and I think that's why um, these statistics are showing, because of the straightforwardness, the sternness, and just for example those types of things, and also from the last topic that we talked about, the I guess you could call it the things that we have to go through as a man, the stuff that we're molded by. It helps us to guide, because I know for me in particular, I don't want my kids to go through anything I went through. Now you hear this all the time where they say a weak man makes a rich man, and a strong man. Sorry, I can't even say this right. So basically, what they're saying is a weak man makes a rich man, and a strong man makes a poor man. Basically, so when you get a father who is weak and absent, like they said, 4 times more in poverty, because of his mind and what he experienced. So then that makes the strong man, he goes out and becomes rich, right? Or he makes up for the things he never has. He doesn't want his son to experience those things. When you are given things and you don't earn them, you tend not to care about them. So then that continues the cycle. Um, so I think it's all about experience, and I'm gonna stop talking now, and
No,
I'll give it to
well,
y'all.
okay, so I can speak from personal experience. I did not have a father in the home, like
Yeah,
the way it's supposed to be, if that makes sense.
yeah,
My dad was in and out, here, there. He's here for a year, he's gone for two. He's here for 6 months, he's gone for 3 years, that type of thing. So my mental, and to your point, my mental is so like fucking
yeah,
bulletproof. Like it's you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to your point, like weak men make strong men or whatever. I can totally attest to that because of that scenario that I had to grow up in,
hmm
my brain is like, bulletproof essentially. So
Well, yeah, I mean, man, thank God, because that is kind of contradictory to what we're talking about anyway,
exactly.
bringing up that point.
I'd say I'm an anomaly, like in
Yeah,
this, if that makes sense. So
yeah, not you being contradictory. What I said about the strong weakness
okay, yeah.
kind of contradictory, but I mean that is the way it works. Even if the weak man was in the child's life, you know, it's a cycle, and it makes for these things to happen. Basically, at the end of the day, both parties are important. Oscar, you got something?
No, man. I mean, I grew up with two parents, and like I said, that we had rules and we had stuff like that. So I didn't get, like I'm saying, I didn't get to let loose until I was, 16, 17. So, but I do have family members and stuff like that that are both that have not been around for their kids, and we know them. Like we know the kids, and we know that they haven't been around for them. Uh, and thankfully, though, the rest of my family does get involved with them. Like we don't neglect them. We don't, see them way. It's just a father and seeing them some type of way. So, yeah, can they have a support system? They have people that looks after them and stuff like that. Um, and I think just those situations build the kind of person you want to end up being in the future. And for example, Jay's a great guy, but then you can get someone that does get someone pregnant. And it's like, well, my dad wasn't there. I don't got to be there.
Yeah.
But how many times is it the latter as opposed to a situation like that has that support system and stuff like that? And it's going to be a lot more of the second option. And you see it all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Real quick, y'all ever heard that Johnny Cash song? To speak to Oscar's point, it's a Johnny Cash song where his dad named him a girl name. Somebody help me out. I can't think of the name of that song, but in the
Like Sue
Johnny,
or something, right? Like Mary Sue or some shit.
yeah, he named him Mary Sue, and he spent his whole life. He turned out to be a criminal and all that because his dad wasn't around. He spent his whole life, and this is from the perspective of a man that wasn't around. Um, I believe in the story he did explain he was around, but not too much. So he grew up to be a pretty tough dude because he ended up being made fun of for his name. Of course, you know how it is. Um, and at the end, when he met his dad, I believe they had like a draw, and his dad told him, he's like, the reason why I named you that is to make you tough. I didn't want you to be a punk, basically. So I named you that because I knew it would harden you. And he just broke down and hugged his dad after that because he was like, wow, you did all, it's a strange way to build somebody, but that's the way he chose to go about it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a boy named Sue. That's the name.
Yeah, a boy named Sue. Yeah, go listen to that song and see what I'm talking about. A boy named Sue.
Hey, we got 5 minutes left. If y'all want to hit the other topics, we can. I kind of want to get into some more lighthearted shit. So I can restart it.
Yeah, no problem. We can do that.
All right, give me a second.
All right.